You might notice there are pink ribbons everywhere you go. This month is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Early detection is the difference between life and death. My mom is one of the pink fighters that detected her cancer in the early stage. You might know some pink fighters in your life that is dear to your heart. Show them your love and support by making this heart to keep their hope up and their heart strong. I'm gonna break this down into 2 parts so that your heart won't get overwhelmed. Are you ready, my crafty babies? I like to use clear fishing line because they're very strong and sturdy. Make sure you grab generous amount. Clear fishing line is really hard to show on camera. Therefore, I'm using 2 nail polish color to help you see and follow along better. I'm sure you guys have nail polish at home that you could do this. I'm using 2 color glass bead, but the best thing to use is Swarovski crystal. First loop, you're gonna need about 4 white beads. Pull all the beads to the center of the line. Take your blue line and thread it through the last bead of the red line. Once you pull it through, you will notice a small circle formed. Remember this technique because we're gonna use it over and over again. Make sure you pay attention to the color, position of the beads, and the color of the line that the bead should be in. Pause the video if you have to. We are using all white beads in the 3rd loop. Take the blue line and crisscross it at the last bead of the red line. The location of the pink bead will determine the shape of the ribbon, so pay special attention. Take your red line and crisscross it at the last bead of the blue line. Add 3 white beads to the red line and crisscross it using the blue line. At the 5th loop, we're changing direction of the beading path. First it will turn right, then at the loop 6, it will turn downward. Add 1 white bead and 1 pink beads to the blue line and 1 pink beads to the red line. Crisscross the last bead on the red line with the blue line. Now the line has made a complete U-turn facing downward. Take the blue line and thread it through the pink bead. This is how you basically link it together to create that 3D form. This is one of the most simple and yet very important technique. First, add 1 white bead and 1 pink bead to the red line and crisscross it using the blue line. Pull it together and you will make loop 7. Take your red line and thread it through the white bead. Add 2 pink beads to the blue line. Crisscross it using the red line. Take your blue line and thread it through the pink bead. Add 2 white beads to the red line, crisscrossing using the blue line. After this step, we are making a significant change in the steps, so pay attention. Fold the 2 rows side by side of each other. Take the red line and thread it through the 2 beads where I'm pointing. At this point, we're making that bottom V shape of the heart. Add 1 white bead and crisscross it using the opposite line. This is how you should look at this point. Kinda look like a little boat. Add 2 white beads to the red line and 1 to the blue line. Crisscross the last bead on the red line by using the blue line. Add 2 pink beads to the blue line, 1 white beads to the red line. Crisscross the last bead on the blue line by using the red line. At loop number 13, we're all just using white beads. Remember, it's 2 beads on the red line and 1 on the blue. Loop 14 is another changing of the bead path. First, it's gonna turn right, and then the next loop, it will turn downward. This is how it looks on the other side. At this loop, it's gonna turn downward like the loop number 6. Once you pull it together, you will notice the beading path has changed direction. This is how it should look at this point. Thread your red line through the white bead. We are getting ready for loop number 16. Add 2 white beads to the blue line and crisscross it using the red line. Take your blue line and thread it through the next white bead. Add 2 white beads to the red line and crisscross it using the blue line. As you can see, we are very close to forming the bottom V of the heart. Take your red line and thread it to the 2 beads where I'm pointing. The opening of the beads kind of make a little U shape. Now we are ready to close that loop. Simply add one bead and crisscross it using the other line. This would be the end of part 1, also the bottom V of the heart. Crafting is very therapeutic to me, so I didn't want to overwhelm you guys. Some of you guys might be a first-time beader, so this would give you plenty of time to practice. Don't be afraid to try something new. That also means getting a mammogram test. Stay healthy and keep fighting for your loved one. May you be happy.